Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Kraken Up podcast. I am, of course, Derek Carpeletti, and today we have a young man by the name of Cooper Schmader. Did I get that right?
Yes.
What's going on, Cooper?
Not too much. Just enjoying the off season.
Yeah, you guys been getting ready for the new season?
Yeah, it's going. Um,
Yeah,
haven't really gotten to it yet, but we're getting there.
yeah. It's interesting to because we talked to a bunch of different people from all kinds of racing, RC carts, full-size cars. And it's interesting to hear people's off-season prep. Some people start as soon as the last season's over. Some people take a couple months off. Some people kind of just dabble throughout the whole winter here and there, and then kind of put the finishing touches on when it gets closer. But I know in our area, I mean, racing doesn't really kick off till like May. Is that the
Yeah.
same for you guys?
Yeah, we don't really kick off too early.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks around here, especially with like the weather. You never know. It could be sunny now or it could be sunny in June. We never know.
Yeah, it's just snow keeps coming and we don't really have too much time because I actually swim, so we
Yeah.
have a lot going on a lot of weekends, so it's
Yeah.
usually snowing every week, so can't really do too much about it.
All right, yeah. So let's hit on that first. That was something I was going to ask you about. So how old are you?
I'm 13.
13. So you got probably a full social life outside of racing.
Yeah, usually. I do some sports here and there and get through it.
Yeah. What sports do you play or
Um,
compete in?
for summer I just compete in karting right now, but
Hmm.
for swimming, I mean, I wouldn't consider it as much as a sport, but I do some photography on some people and I swim.
Okay. How long have you been in swimming?
I'm pretty sure this is my 8th year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's like most of your life.
Yeah, it's my sister did it and well, always I have to do it now, so
She forced you. So
yep.
I'm assuming at this point you probably do it at like a relatively competitive level if you've been in it for that long.
Yeah, I get more competitive every year and just keep going from there.
Yeah. Do you ever shave your head for swimming? From
Um,
aerodynamics.
no, but I do shave my legs and arms.
Yeah.
It's always a blast.
Oh yeah. Do you go with the razor or the Nair? Or do
I
you
go
go
with the
wax?
razor.
Yeah.
No wax.
No. Yeah, tough enough for that.
No.
So we'll circle back into well, actually you mentioned photography. Do you do photography for like motorsport or do you do it in general or
I'm looking forward to doing it in motorsports a little bit here and there when I'm not
Mhm.
racing, but when like when I'm in the winter, I usually go to basketball games and do some photography and wrestling tournaments and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you
Yeah.
know Daniel from Bonelli Productions?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep, we're good friends with him and he actually just had a bowling tournament yesterday
I
for his
saw
like
that.
season kickoff. So we went to
Yeah,
that and participated kind of.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. We didn't do well. I don't know if we did awful. We weren't last, but we also don't bowl. So I think
Yeah,
we did all right. He
that's
had a he had
funny.
a, he had a good turnout. He had a bunch of like door panels and some merch from like different racers and so I think they raised a good amount of money and it was a good event, good fun event. We're like I said, we're not bowlers, so um we didn't finish last, so I guess that was the perk.
Yeah, nothing fun, nothing too fun than doing something that you don't know how to do. So,
Yeah. We had fun. We had plenty of blue moon flowing, so you don't know
yeah,
anything about that, I'm sure.
yeah, I don't too much.
Um, so what got you into racing? Was it a
Um,
family thing or?
actually, no. I'm pretty sure my uncle started it off and
Mhm.
raced at Tri-City Raceway, and I think he only raced one season and he was done. But other than that, I have no other racing history except my sister's boyfriend. Um, you ever heard of Bobby Whitling?
Yeah.
Yeah, his son is dating my bigger sister, so we kind
Oh,
of
really?
yeah, we are just kind of follow them around with their race car and help them out whenever they need it, and just that kind of dirt track racing and
Yep.
fun sport.
You got the bug.
Yep.
So what was what got you actually into racing though? Like what was your first what got you into doing it for the first time?
Um, Pretty much my sister's boyfriend. He took me to a race one time, and after I left that night, I knew all of a sudden I wanted to be the champion. So it was definitely cool to watch, and I definitely enjoyed it.
So did you propose that to your parents or was that their
Yeah.
idea or
Um, I kind of asked about it and kind of because I wanted to try it, but it was kind of it's a one of them things where you can't really try it because it's super expensive. So if you
right?
you don't like it, well, you're gonna have to like it. So just kind of got into it and finally we found one and just went from there.
Yeah, so so since like a lot of your family isn't like that doesn't really have a racing history, what was the learning curve for you guys to get to the competitive level you're at now? Or did you have help from your sister's boyfriend?
He helped us out um quite a bit, but since he when we first kind of met him, he was just in the order of getting his race car, so
Hmm.
he was always with his race car every weekend. So we were just kind of alone, and we just got help from people from track, and
Yeah.
he helped. There was this one guy and helped us out pretty good, and just kept going from there, and kept getting tips and tricks, and it was we just kept learning and kept going. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so I speaking of your family, I went through and watched some of the videos and stuff you guys have on social media. Seems like you guys have either a large group of family that travels with you to the races, or you have just like a ton of fans. Because all those videos, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in the background.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of people like to come. My sister plays softball, so their
Hmm.
team likes to come sometimes and enjoy. We just have some of my family members come and watch, and we just eat all together and kind of have a family reunion at the racetrack. So
Yeah, that's the
it's
way to
pretty
do it.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it has to be nice to have all that support there also. Not only
yeah,
for obviously the highlights when you win, but also when you have those bad days too.
yeah. It's definitely a confidence booster for me. It definitely shows that I need to win this. There's a lot of people on the line here.
Yeah, the motivator.
Yep.
So, how long have you been racing?
Um, I think I started in 2023, like late, oh, like maybe around September. I
Mhm.
kind of jumped into it a little bit, and that's when I got my cart and we started running. And like I just kept going from there, and then when we only had like maybe like a one whole season, which was last season, but we just started in 2023 and just kept going and just learned a whole bunch of tips and just went on the train and got through.
You must have picked it up quickly because the videos started seeing were from like 2024 time frame, and there's a lot of victories in there. So you must not have taken a long time to get up to speed.
Yeah, we raced every weekend. Like if there
Mhm.
was any track that was open like around us, we would go. Like we have Pittsfield and Lockhart Raceway around and we'd go there every week and just run and nothing beats seat time, so we just kept
Yep.
running and kept running.
Do you do any kind of like a simulator, like iRacing or anything?
I play on my Xbox. I have World Outlaws and I just
Okay.
kind of I have a steering wheel, so I just put around and I think it definitely helped me improve a little bit on my driving skills and
Yeah.
definitely helped.
Yeah, I think anything that can get you just hand-eye coordination, even if it's not a direct correlation to the cart. Just having, like you said, that seat time, that wheel time to just to learn things, even if they're, like you said, they're not exactly the same. Any tricks you can put in your toolbox, and you get in the right situation, it's good to have those.
Yeah, it's definitely good to have a plan B because we've had
Mm.
a couple of those situations.
What kind of situations you run into?
Well, we we're fighting for points at Lockhart Raceway, and we were really close, and I was not having a good night, so I was starting kind of mid-pack and needed to have a good night, and we didn't tighten my motor back up, so it slid back, and my chain
Oh,
got all messed up, and I ended up not racing the feature, so we
yeah,
lost a lot of points off that one, which is we tried everything we could because in the heat we really messed up. I don't know. I think we had like a severe gear change and it did not work out very well.
yeah. Speaking of Lockhart, it looks like you kind of cleaned house there this last year. Was it you won a track
Yeah,
championship there, right?
yeah, I won. He ran Thursdays and Saturdays, and I ran both days, and I think I won Saturdays by 5 points. Like that's one position, so I was
Hmm.
really close there. And then on Thursdays, I won by 20 points, I think. So we got two track champions, Lockhart.
Yep. Seemed like you picked up a decent amount of wins in the at Pittsfield and at State Line too.
Yeah, we headed the state line a couple of times. It's just kind of a long drive. It's like an hour 30, so
Hmm.
it just you gotta wake up super early and get there. But for the night
Yeah.
races, we've done pretty good so far. Like we ran the Cooper Memorial. That was the first time we were there, and
Hmm.
we ran all right, but we just weren't there. First time at the track, but
Yep.
then we went to the last night race and we did all right. We won. I mean, we won the Predator, and at that time I was racing clone. I just got a
Hmm.
clone, and I think we got fifth, but I won my heat in the clone.
Nice. So what's the difference between Predator and Clone?
Um, when they're both like really going, I don't really think there's that too much of a difference, other than the clone
Mm.
has more of like a pop to it at the start and just accelerate better, just get a
Okay.
good snap, and I think just Predator, it's a little slower out, but I'm also in purple plate in both, so I don't get that much to it. So,
Right. So for those of the people who are listening that don't know, what's purple plate?
it's basically a restriction that restricts your airflow, so it just kind of restricts your kind of start for purple plate, but um, it just kind of, yeah, it just restricts you, and you have to be a certain weight to be able to run in the class and
Hmm.
stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. So you guys running pretty much predominantly like wide open at most tracks then, I would assume, right?
Try to. Try to live
Yeah.
life wide open.
There's a t-shirt for you.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, how many wins did you end up locking up at Lockhart last season?
Lockhart, um, I think we actually only had like four. We didn't win too much, but we always got consistency, top fives, and
Hmm.
usually on a good day it would be top threes. So we had a lot of top threes and just kind of pushed along and got a couple wins here and there and just stayed consistent.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you're going for a championship, that's unless you're in like a NASCAR system where it's like playoffs
Yeah.
and win based, a championship's all based on consistency.
Yeah.
Wins
That's
are
just
great.
key.
Wins are great, but you gotta be in the mix week in and week out.
Yeah. You just gotta stay in it and stay consistent.
But what was your most memorable or like your favorite win or like most meaningful win, I guess?
My most meaningful win. That's a good one. It was probably my last. night. It was probably the last night race at State Line when I ended up winning that $200. That's the first time I ever really won money, and that's the first time I won at that track. And I won money, and I was fast, really
Yeah.
fast. So I was super happy, and there was a lot of people happy for me, and I was very excited about it.
Yeah. How was that? Was that in this last previous season?
Yeah, that was last season.
Yeah, because they don't run many night races, right? They usually run what, Saturday mornings?
Yeah, Saturday mornings, which the thing with Lockhart's is they run Saturday night, so like we'd have to really get a move on right after we're done with State Line.
The
Drive the
double
whole
header.
opposite way. Yeah, drive the
Yeah.
opposite way down to Lockhart and run there.
Where are you guys out of?
You know where Titusville, Pennsylvania is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we're out of. We
Okay.
live just downtown there.
Nice. So
Yeah.
what's your closest track? Is that Lockhart?
Lockhart and Pittsfield are just about the same, but I think Lockhart's only like a little closer, just by a little bit though.
Hmm.
So they're both
What's your
about equal.
what is your favorite track of those three? I've heard mixed reviews on all of them, so I'm just curious to hear.
Um, I'm pretty sure it would be Pittsfield. They have a really speedy track and a nice surface.
Hmm.
And it's just always fun because uh their track's shaped like a D, and it's always fun because I set up my line and just dip under every single person every time. It's my signature move, and we always call it my signature, and it's always funny.
And the competition hasn't caught on to it yet. They just keep
And
letting it happen.
yeah, that's happened a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, one of our customers, Ryan Lewis.
Yeah,
Yeah, he runs, I think, at Pittsfield quite a bit. And I've saw some of the videos from
yeah,
his GoPro.
I think I've seen him there a couple of times before.
Yeah.
I know I've seen him on YouTube.
Hmm. Yeah, and yeah, that like tri-oval type thing that they have there is kind of unique. You don't see a lot of that at the kart tracks.
Yeah, um, we enjoy Pittsfield a lot. It's just a good track that I learned from, and it's a good learning track to run on.
Mhm. The in the videos, it looks like it's hard to see, especially in those night races. Is that just the way the camera's recording it, or is that how it actually is in real time?
Um, Sometimes it can be hard to see, but um, it kind of depends on how the surface is. If it's wet, then it would sometimes be kind of splaggy and mushy, so you'd bounce around a lot. So it's definitely
Yeah.
you bounce a lot around a lot on that track, but it gets you used to it.
Hmm. Makes you tougher.
Yeah.
So, so we talked about your most memorable win or night at the track, but of course we're gonna have to follow that up with what was your worst day or most embarrassing moment or something it sticks in your mind, but not for the right reasons.
Um, it was probably the night when I ran horrible in the feature and or in the heat. Like I did terrible. I think I got like second to last, and that's not usual for me. And so we changed tires, and I ended up getting like I think last
Oh
in one
yeah.
of my races. It was at Lockhart. It was just a horrible night. I think our gear was a little off, and just didn't do too well on it, but we got back at it after it.
So gearing's a big make or break for you guys then. I'm assuming with the restriction on the engine, it's hard to kind of overcome if you miss the gearing by a little.
Yeah, with me is I'm a little heavier, so
Hmm.
like the way at Lockhart you have to be 265, and I'm actually like almost hitting 300 off the scale.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of we have to like gear pretty good, and but the good thing about that is nobody can touch me. They can't push me around.
Yeah. Yep. You're locked in, you're solid.
Yep, just nope, not today.
So this is kind of interesting. We talked to, Caden Bush.
Yeah.
So we had her on a couple weeks ago, and she was talking about her pre-race rituals,
Uh,
um, where she throws up before the race. So that got me curious now when I talk to more people, like what is your pre-race ritual? I'm sure you're not throwing up, but like, is there like something you do or something you wear or like a good luck omen or anything that you do before
um,
every race consistently?
at Pittsfield, I always get a cheeseburger before my race. That's just the thing. But at Lockhart, in the middle, like in between heats and features, I always get like a walking taco, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
can't go wrong with luck and tacos.
Oh no.
Start you
Every
start out any event with any kind of taco, you're locked in.
oh yeah. That is a booster.
Yeah, you need a taco sponsorship.
Oh yeah. Taco Bell, please.
Um, so I know you've only been racing for a few years, but do you have like any goals or expectations in your racing career? Do you want to move up to something else, or do you want to stay in karting, or are you not even on your mind? You're just kind of living in the moment?
Um, that's a really, really good question. Usually I've been thinking for a good goal for me is we at least want to make it down, like in at least karting wise, make it down to like Paradise Raceway and all those
Hmm.
like bigger tracks and run down there at least once. And I think it would definitely be a good thing. And then after that, and after we run, 'cause we want to run karts a little bit more and get into the racing more. But
Yeah,
we're thinking about, I really want to get a UMP modified
yeah,
or something like that if I were to get a big car, which
yeah,
is, I like, they're pretty cool. And that's just kind of a goal for me.
yeah.
Just improve and get to my dream. So,
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, from karting straight to UMPs is probably a pretty big jump, but obviously you got a lot of time still to improve and kind of move up the ladder as you go.
yeah, I doubt I'm going to jump in the UMP modified though.
Yeah, our one of the guys we sponsor, he is actually moving up to the UMPs this year. Zane Harvey. He
I think I've heard of them.
yeah, he ran the Rush mods for the last 2 years, and last season he dominated. I think he had like 22 wins, and
Wow.
it would have been 21 wins because his car number is 22. I think they were trying to match the car number, but they came up a little short on it. But yeah, he absolutely dominated. So this year they're going to move up to the UMPs. So he'll get to travel a little more, get a little stiffer competition,
Yeah, that's
spend more
definitely
money.
fun. Yeah, definitely fun to get around and meet new people and go to new tracks and definitely travel around and spend some money.
Yeah, yeah. That's one thing. Like traveling to new tracks and meeting new people is awesome. But like when you race against the same group all the time, it's hard to really evolve. So when you go outside of like your typical traveling circuit, um, there's always going to be like you go to a new track, there's always going to be someone who's just like nutty fast. That and you
Oh
get to
yeah.
learn every time you're there. So when you go back to your home track, you're getting faster than you were prior because you learn new stuff from different people. You can kind of apply it to your own program.
Yeah, definitely. Like if you have some good competition and they have a line, just one person always beats me.
Hmm.
Every time. They've always been very competitive with me and um they they run the same line every time and I just can't beat it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just
There's
there's
always someone faster,
yeah,
no matter
yeah.
who you are.
Yeah.
It's just like everyone has a boss. There's always someone faster than you are, even when you think
Yeah.
you got it dialed.
Yeah. It's definitely just trying to find the pace and get
Yeah.
used to it.
That's the addictive part, though.
Yeah.
You're never the best. You always got to strive for more.
Yeah, you can never stop not going. You just
Yeah.
keep going on the train.
So, obviously, like you said, you don't have a lot of family history in racing. Do you watch any like professional motorsports?
Like we go to like Lernerville and Tri-City
Hmm.
and all those, but we watch flow racing and watch the late models and sprint cars and stuff like that.
Yeah. Is there any any professional driver that you would say you drive like or you model your racing style after?
Um, that's a good question. I'm not 100% actually on that one. I'm not
Yeah.
too sure. Um, yeah, I don't have one in mind
You're
that
just
I
your own
would.
man.
Yep, start a new one.
Yeah. New legend on the rise.
Yep.
So we're gonna do a little speed round question to wrap up the show. We're gonna do 5 questions. I'm just gonna read them off and you answer them with as quickly as possible. That way you don't get a lot of time to come up with the perfect answer. So, question number one, what's your favorite racing movie?
Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder. I've actually never seen Days of Thunder.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that shocks a lot of people. I'm not a real big movie person though, so like my wife will watch movies or talk about movies, and I know enough about every movie. Like I hear about it, so I know like the lines and
Yeah.
stuff. But then she'll go deeper and I'll be like, yeah, I don't know. I've never actually watched it.
You ever seen Talladega Nights?
Talladega Nights I've seen, yeah, probably too
Yeah,
many
that's a good
times.
one too.
But I mean, Days of Thunder came out a long time ago, so
Yeah.
even for me, it's an old movie. So. Um, I just haven't, I guess just never went back and watched it. Like I know like, about it, I know all the lines and everything, but I've never actually sat and watched it.
Yeah.
And so the next question is, we already know the answer because you've already hit on it, but what's your favorite track food?
No, fucking tacos.
Walking tacos. Are you a spicy taco guy or a mild?
I'm just a plain, just cheese on it kind of guy.
Yeah. No jalapenos or anything?
Oh no.
Come on. What's your favorite energy drink?
Um, I gotta say, energy drink. That's a really good question. Come on,
Your Red
what
Bull,
one?
Monster?
That one. I'm a kind of a peace tea kind of thing. You ever heard of those?
No.
I mean, it's like a tea, but it has some energy in it. But if I were to pick like a real energy drink, I'd pick a Monster.
You're a healthy guy. And
Eh,
teas? Come
yeah,
on. So favorite kind of track, slick track or high bite?
that's a good one. Um, I like a slick track because I can actually move around the track and actually hold a little better than most people would. So
Hmm.
I can just hold and I get more bite than usual people, and it's
Yep.
usually more of an advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, slick track, I mean it puts the race more in the driver's hands for sure. Um, and it just makes, I think, for better racing. I mean, like a high bite is awesome if you're the guy out front, but like you said, everyone's gonna run the same line, run the same speed. You can't
Yeah,
really do much with it. Um,
yeah.
Final question. What's your pre-race hype music?
Um, Probably some Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters?
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. I
Well,
feel like you're far too young for Foo Fighters.
well,
I don't even know any like new music. I figured you had some hip hop or something in there.
yeah, it can be sometimes. Just depends on the day.
Yeah. What's your favorite Foo Fighter song?
Uh, I'm not sure. I don't listen to them too much. I only listen to like Everlong. That's like my favorite song. I don't, that's all like
Yeah,
I really listen to. Or I listen to Creed.
Creed.
Yeah.
And they only have one song, right?
Um, Creed, they have quite a few songs. I know a couple of them. I
Yeah.
like my favorite one. I think it's One Last Breath.
Oh, really? I don't even
Yeah.
know that one. Man, you're
Missing
like an
out.
old you're an old soul. All right, Cooper. Well, do you have any, you want to plug any of your social media channels or any sponsors or anything before we head out for the day?
Yeah, I mean, I could thank some sponsors here and there.
Yeah.
I want to thank the Moose 84 and man, it's been a while. Uh, Sherry's, uh, Candy and Fudge, Eagle Eye Inspections, Armstrong Cable. What are the other ones? Betts Brothers. Um, who am I forgetting? Who am I forgetting? HB Power Washing. I think that's all I got for right now.
Are a lot of those sponsors coming back for the next season?
Yeah, we're hoping to get some more sponsors this season to help out with some more expenses since my sister's actually going to be running a cart too, so we're going to have
Oh,
three
cool.
carts. It's gonna definitely going to be a long, long summer.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah,
All right, Cooper. Well, thanks for coming on. Um, you're a well-rounded young man, so hopefully
thank you.
we get out and see you guys race this summer.
Yeah, definitely. I hope we get to go to some tracks and go to state line quite a bit more.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna try to go. We're personally gonna try to go to State Line a handful of times this year. We didn't get to make it out to a lot of races the last couple of years just with our schedule. When you guys are racing, we're the ones printing all the shirts and the wraps and stuff, so it's hard. The schedule hardly ever lines up, but we're gonna make a better effort of getting out to more races this year. So hopefully we get to meet you guys in person.
Yeah, definitely. I think that would be very cool.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Well, enjoy your Sunday. Podcast will come out Monday. And oh, what's your social medias? So that way people can follow you.
Um, for Facebook, it would be 18C Racing. Yeah, on Facebook
Mhm.
and on YouTube, I'm pretty sure it would be just Cooper Schmader, and I think it's called Cooper Productions. I got some videos there,
Nice.
but they're not as good, but that's about it for me.
All right, man. Well, I enjoyed talking to you, and I'm sure we'll be in touch soon.
All right, yeah, that sounds great.
Yep.